Hi guys, Kat here from Copycat Consulting. How are you doing? Today I want to talk to you about Facebook ads, and I want to demystify the big question that a lot of you out there have, which is how much freaking money should I spend on my ads? Right? So there's a bunch of different opinions out there on this matter. I'm going to try to simplify it for you and give you some numbers that you can use and work with that will hopefully make it a little bit easier when you're going to create ads for your business. So before I dive into the details, I just want to let you know that if you appreciate these marketing tips that I share with you, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I would really love to stay connected with you there. And I also want to let you know that if you have questions, feel free to post them in the comments because I do my best to answer every single question that you guys ask me. I'm really committed to that. Because I want to help you. So that is my shameless plug and promotion. Now we can jump into the content. So Facebook ads, how much should you spend? So what you'll probably find when you search this topic online is that it really does depend on what you're trying to accomplish, what your goals are. But I'm going to try to give you a little bit more information to help guide you than just it depends. So let's dive in. Actually, before we do dive in, I just want to say real quick, if you like my marketing tips, if you've tuned into my channel, if this is something that interests you, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Kat Cobbs F. I would love to stay connected with you. Also, if you are confused about something with online marketing, please leave a comment on my YouTube channel because I respond to all my comments. That is something that I really do try very hard to do because I want to help you guys. So feel free to reach out to me directly there with your questions. I want to help simplify this for you. I know it's stressful and it's confusing. And let's be real, you're busy. You don't have time to just be scouring the web for, real solid information. So I want to help. I want to help you get that information, girl, quickly and not have to be out there, Googling all these different experts trying to figure out which one you should follow. So, okay, shameless promotion over. Let's dive into the tips. Facebook ads, how much do I spend? So there are two different ways you can create ads on Facebook. You can do a boosted post, or you can create an ad using Power Editor or Ads Manager, which are kind of, they're not the same thing, but it's the same idea when you're creating your ad. So let's talk about boosted posts first. So boosted posts are when you share something on your timeline, maybe an article, a link to your website or a blog or something like that. And then you say, geez, I really wish more people would see this because, I want more than 2% of my audience to see it. So you hit that boost button and you select who you want to show it to. And Facebook then, and you select your budget and then Facebook then shows it to more people. So with your boosted posts, I'm going to say you should be spending between $10 and $50 on each boosted post. And, obviously that's a wide range, but basically how important is that post? What is your budget? How many people do you really want to see it? What is the audience size that you're boosting it to? Those are the things that you need to take into consideration when you're deciding if you're spending $10 or $50. Now with boosted posts, I like to serve them to a warmer audience because that's going to really maximize the return on investment. And by warmer audience, I mean I like to choose my boosted posts to people who have either engaged with my Facebook page posts, engaged with videos that I've posted, followed me, or visited my website or a specific page on my website. So this can be really cool and effective because what you can do, which is I think is the best thing to do or like the smartest thing to do, is drive traffic from Facebook to a specific page on your website that talks about maybe like a resource or something. I'll just give you an example from my business. So I have on my website a free resource where people can go and learn about Facebook ads. So I can put that little Facebook pixel on that page, and when I drive people to that page from Facebook, it creates this audience size. And then I can choose to, share another post on Facebook, like, an article, top 10 tips on Facebook ads, whatever. And then I can choose to boost that article or that post to the people who have already visited my website and said, hey, I'm interested in Facebook ads. So you see, you can get very personalized and specific with how you reach people and make sure that you're showing your boosted post or your ad to people who are genuinely interested in what you've got. So that's a great way to really maximize return on investment. Sorry, I've kind of gone on a tangent here, but I think that that's really important, and a lot of people don't know that you can do that. So boosted posts, spend between $10 and $50, kind of depends on who you're showing it to. Again, if you're showing it to people who already know who you are, of course you're going to get a better response. You're going to get more engagement because they're a warmer lead versus somebody who has never heard of you before. So just some tips to keep in mind there. Now, if you're going to create an ad campaign using Ads Manager or Power Editor, then I would suggest you're going to need to up your budget a little bit. And the reason why is because, so when you're creating these ads, they're what are called dark posts. So they don't appear on your timeline or anywhere on Facebook. It's essentially a post or an ad that you've created in Ads Manager that's never been seen anywhere, and then Facebook's going to say, based on your targeting, okay, I'm going to show this to people in their news feed, on their mobile device, wherever you select, on Instagram if you select Instagram targeting. So these dark posts require a little bit more commitment and involvement on your part, and you really should be having a strong, like if you're going to commit to doing an ad campaign, you really should have a thought out strategy of what you want that ad to do. Because you're going to have to put a little bit more time and effort into it versus just boosting a post that you shared. So I would suggest starting with a budget between $50 to $100 for your ad campaign. And if you've never run an ad campaign before and you don't really know, you haven't really found your sweet spot when it comes to who you're targeting, then I would say spend that first 2 weeks, spend about $50 and really pay attention to how your ad is performing. Like I would say go in every single day. I know that sounds like a lot and crazy, but this first ad campaign is going to be a little bit more tedious, but go in like every day and check how things are performing, because you'll start to see really quickly whether or not your ad is hitting. So, look at the numbers, like how many people are clicking on it, what your cost per click is, how many leads you're capturing. So, people are clicking to your website. Are you getting any leads from your spend? As well as like your click-through. So we talked about click-through rate, the number of clicks. If you're choosing to target your ad, or if the objective with your ad is for Facebook likes, then how many likes are you getting? What is your cost per like? Your cost per like should be, I would say, under $1. Anywhere between 50 cents and $1 is considered acceptable for a cost per like. As far as your cost per click, I would say anywhere between 10 cents and 50 cents, you're okay. I think the average is about 20-25 cents per click. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your analytics in Facebook. And then when it comes to your click-through rate, that really does vary. So just kind of pay attention to that. And if you're not happy with the results that you're getting, or if you feel like you're way off from these numbers and you're just, I forgot to mention cost per lead. So your cost per lead, try to get it around $1. That's pretty good. So if you feel like you're way off from these numbers and nobody's responding to your ad, then you need to start testing some different things, because there could be a bunch of different reasons why your ad isn't working. It could be your copy, it could be your image, it could be who you're targeting. So pick one thing at a time to test until you start to kind of hone in on what's really going to work. So you could start with your image. So how you would do that is you would duplicate your ads. You would have a bunch of versions of the same ad out there showing to the same audience. And the only thing you would change is your image on each one. And then what that's going to help you do is Facebook's going to show you the results for each of your ad, and you'll be able to look and see which image is capturing people's attention, which ad more people are responding to. And so that's the one where it's like, okay, cool, so that image is working. And once you've kind of figured out what image is working, then you want to focus on copy. So maybe try changing up your headline or your, call to action or something. But again, one thing at a time. And the reason why this is so important is if you blow up your ad and just like start over from scratch and create a completely different ad, you're never going to really know what your audience is gravitating towards. And the whole idea with this is to get benchmark numbers and to really get an understanding of your audience and figure out what they want to see from you. So again, by just blowing up your ad and starting over, you're not going to get any of that valuable insight. So test one thing at a time until you get your ad to a place where you're like, sweet, this is working. I'm getting the results I want. I'm within, the average numbers or performing better than that. and you're happy with it. And once you've really got your ad to a place where you're happy with it, that's when you can go ahead and start spending more money on it. And you'll really be able to know at this point, okay, so if I spend $100, I'm going to get X amount of leads, or I'm going to get X amount of likes, or I'm going to get X amount of clicks. And you can start to create a budget based on what you're trying to achieve. So that's what I encourage my clients to do, is to really test the first month that they're running ads, find their sweet spot. Sometimes it can take a little longer than a month depending on your budget and if you're trying to target multiple audiences, but really finding your sweet spot, understanding your audience, what they want to see from you, and then from there you get this great benchmark numbers where you can say, and you can start to project out and know exactly how much you need to spend and what you'll get from that spend. So, whew, that was a lot of info. I tried to go quick, but 11 minutes later. Anyways, if you're still with me, awesome, you rock. I hope you found this information helpful. Again, pop over to YouTube, my YouTube channel at Kat Kobzeff. Please subscribe if you would like to receive tips. For the most part, I cover Facebook, Instagram, advertising, and list building. Those are kind of like the big things that I focus on for myself and my clients. So pop over there, hit that subscribe button, stay connected to your girl, and yeah, I'll see you next week with another marketing tip.